Day 9, Slippery Slope. As they had discussed, Tina approached Evan and Chris during the break and asked Evan if they could talk. Evan scowled at her but didn't walk away. Summoning her courage, Tina said, "I am sorry, we had such an emotional discussion a few days ago about whether Santa is real or not. I guess I was just surprised it came up again, since I thought we had closed the discussion on December the 1st and had agreed to disagree." "Do you believe that Santa's real now?" he asked belligerently. Tina paused. Well, no," she stated honestly, "but the fact that you and the other children are so sure of it has made me curious to learn more, and especially to understand why it is so important that the funny German also agrees." Evan swallowed and then blurted out, "You seemed so sure of yourself that day that I asked my big sister, and she not only said that Santa was real, but she said that if people stop believing in him, he will stop coming and bringing presents. Christmas will be cancelled everywhere. The world will lose the Christmas spirit and all joy, hope, and love and goodwill. Then world wars and killings will start, and life as we know it will be over, replaced with a world full of wars and crimes. And every time a person says out loud that they do not believe in Santa, we move one step closer to this nightmare becoming reality. Also, this whole discussion made me feel unsafe, and Mrs. Ward always says that school should be a safe place, where everybody feels safe to be themselves and learn." Tina was momentarily taken aback. Her past conversations with Chris had illustrated that people's perceptions of the world can vary significantly based on their belief systems. It must be challenging to genuinely believe that such a dreadful possibility was imminent. "Okay, Evan," she said, "I can't commit to believing in Santa, but I will stop trying to convince everyone that Santa's not real." Evan considered this and looked a bit brighter and happier. "Truce?" Tina asked, handing him a Santa-shaped chocolate. He grinned, nodded, and accepted the chocolate. Later, Tina and Chris discussed about Evan's reason for holding on to his beliefs, and came to the conclusion that these reasons didn't really prove that Santa was real. "But I do get it," Tina expressed. "If the scenario painted is so bleak that you are terrified of it becoming reality, I mean seriously, a world without hope, love, and joy? I can easily imagine how this fear might prevent you from even wanting to scrutinize the logic behind it, or to check how realistic it is. You would rather focus all your efforts on avoiding it becoming reality. Remember, Mrs. Ward says fear is good because it teaches us to be cautious and to take wise decisions. But I don't know. I think that decisions, and especially opinions based on fear, can never be right." "I don't know if never is the correct way of putting it," stated Chris, laughing, "but it probably in general is not the best basis." So they wrote another note in their notebook. "Fear is not a good basis for decisions and opinions. Do not let fear of a certain outcome blind you to reason and logic. Sometimes it is better not to insist on your standpoint. You can logically win an argument, but lose the relationship." "But one thing got me thinking," Tina remarked. "Evan also accused me of breaking the safe space he feels in the classroom so that he can be open and make mistakes and learn. He mentioned that for it to be truly a safe space, I need to refrain from expressing my doubts. But doesn't that only make it a safe space for him? What about me?" Chris laughed. "You can have your safe space here in our detective club, Tina." He spoke. "I promise, even if I don't agree with you, I will not become annoyed with you for being yourself and asking questions." Slippery slope. A party asserts that a relatively small first step leads to a chain of related events, culminating in some significant, usually negative effect. The core of the slippery slope argument is that a specific decision under debate is likely to result in unintended consequences. Ad metum. A person attempts to create support for an idea by attempting to increase fear towards an alternative. Either P or Q is true. Q is frightening, therefore P is true. The free speech fallacy, the infantile fallacy of responding to challenges to one's statements and standpoints by whining, "It's a free country, isn't it? I can say anything I want to." A contemporary case of this fallacy is the safe space or safe place, where it is not allowed to refute, challenge, or even discuss another's beliefs because that might be too uncomfortable or too triggery for individuals.